Hi guys, my name is Clint and this is me going through the John Deere Headquarters Museum out in Moline, Illinois. It's a pretty sweet town. It's literally on the border of the Quad Cities of where Iowa and Illinois meet each other. So there's two cities in Iowa that meet up with the two cities in Illinois, and that's Quad Cities. So right here is John Deere Headquarters. So I thought I'd go in this museum and check it out. What's cool about a lot of these tractors is, one, you get to see like the old engineering of them all and the mechanical design, and they actually have, as you can see in this video, it's all cut open so you can visually see down in there and look at all the gears and like all the belt driven systems or chain driven systems or gears, what kind of oil systems they used, fuel systems. You can see those like old filters. That's really neat. My grandpa actually owned like a old John Deere, which we'll see later in one of these films that's like pretty similar to his. I would say this one's probably pretty similar, but actually, yeah, this is probably the most similar one, the 410 diesel. But there was one that's like a 1950s that looks pretty close. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool going through here, like seeing the John Deere lawnmower. Like, that might have been the first riding lawnmower out there for anyone, really. It's pretty cool. You can see like what looks to be like a hand lever and brake system and all that. You can see the belt driven. I will say, for this stuff being old, it definitely looks like it would last a lot longer today than the stuff that is manufactured and put out now. But I think that's what the people that go out to the consumers know, is like they don't want their product to last forever, because then people won't keep buying more, you know, and it costs them more to give a product to a customer that's going to last forever, which is sad. But yeah, look at this tractor. You can tell it's old by the way the seat is in the back. It's all bare metal. It's cupped for your like bum and your legs. But yeah, it's pretty cool. This museum was definitely worth checking out. When I'm going through like that, zooming in on the oil gauge and stuff, it's just kind of cool because a lot of these tractors were made in such a simple way that whenever it came down to like mechanical fixing repairs, it was a lot easier for the farmer to get in there and work on it himself. So, all right, so right here, this part of the museum is where I go through all of the old original John Deere toys. And that's pretty cool because these are pretty old toys. Like, I think the oldest ones dated back to the 40s, but you can tell they're all like lead paint looking, possibly lead instead of metal. Which that's what a lot of toys were made out of back then. So sure, it's not safe for kids now, but those are historic toys, very memorable, definitely collectible. Believe it or not, if you were to go to like some yard sales or some estate sales, you might run into these for pretty cheap, and some people would have no idea that you have worth money in your pocket by just thrifting one of these from an antique store or from an estate sale. So, but yeah, these are all pretty neat, and it's cool to see through the years like what's been made, and in particular what's been collectible for John Deere, like the Lance Bulldog diesel tractor right there as well. So it's not just like the toys itself too, it's kind of like showing the historic movement of the company and how they've tried to build on. GMC, till bed, dealer truck. So I think that's the coolest part too. It's like you get to see mini models of everything that John Deere actually had, like that right there, the NASCAR. NASCAR's not as big as I feel like it was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but during that time frame, that vehicle looked pretty sweet. Yeah, I will say it's kind of cool. Like once you get past all these tractors here, you'll see some other stuff. See, look at that John Deere. It's actually got a chain for and a gear in the middle and on the side for the combine. That's just it's pretty cool. Attachment for the lawnmower, and the other crazy thing is they probably actually had that. And I'm sure every single little piece of these models is why and what they actually used to have. So all the construction stuff that John Deere's made over the years, pretty cool. And the fact that you get to see this later in the video, when I was walking through the museum, like you actually get to see like the giant equipment. So it's kind of cool. Going on to more, good to see the John Deere truck, pickup truck, 1907. Like looks like a Model T Ford, Type C something. Rural-free delivery mail wagon. I'm assuming that has some history. But then when here comes the Legos, we all know the Legos is pretty sweet. Like just looking at that, like it is pretty cool. It would probably take forever to build that out of Legos, as does any one of those things. And that's what's cool. Like Legos is expensive now too. Like that's probably like $100 Lego box kit to put that together, but very cool, good collectible. Then we get down to these little airplanes, which, like, guys, any point through this video, if you need to pause, you can pause and just like zoom in on how I try to zoom in on the back wall, so you can kind of see and pause it and read what they have to say about it. But that's the John Deere anvil bank. I'll zoom into this, because like later on you'll see like with John Deere's history and stuff, you need the anvil, so probably worth reading, zooming in on, pausing. I don't want to have to just go into too much detail about it. It's a lot of information, so I'd rather just have it for you guys, zoomed in for you. Yeah, there's the other nice little plane. Well, what's cool coming up here is like this little like Barbie thing that's about to show, like a rare John Deere Barbie, and like, yeah, it's stuffed animal too. See how it says Moline, Illinois on the shirt, the sweatshirt. Then you got the Barbie. Like my wife, she knows everything about collectible Barbies, and she's looked at that and was like, she told me she's never seen it. So I'm assuming they may not have made many, and if they might have only made one for the company. Who knows? We don't know. But it is pretty sweet. Like she thought it was cool. John Deere belt buckle, John Deere shirt. And then she's wearing some like construction boots. That's quite funny. Alright, Johnny Dearest. Looks like a John Deere stuffed animal they tried to create. Who knows if it was actually like a big thing or not. I don't know. It might have been. I wasn't born then, so I couldn't tell you. I'm a 90 baby. But yeah, these things are pretty sweet because you get to see like the history. And don't worry, I won't bore you with all these toys if they get old after a while. Because once I'm done going through all of this, then we'll actually go and see like more of their live tractors and stuff, and ones you can actually get up on, which I think is cool. All right. So these are like, it looks almost like, see, that's a John Deere Classic, but that's for golf. So I think the John Deere Classic golf sponsorship things are pretty cool. So that seemed to be like a trophy that's given away. And then this one seems to just be like, it looks like the first design for a tractor and a toy. So it could just be the first design for a tractor, but also first design for a toy. So. And this looks like an award. I do zoom in on it, like you'll see right here. In commemoration of the new generation of power unveiled Deere Day in Dallas. So, seems like John Deere's really done held like a lot of records and really taken off as a company for one, their quality of their product, getting it out there, and just like long lasting, great customer service, and helping, you know, get parts and repair items, and just making things so uniform, I guess. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for, uniform. So that each part, each thing kind of clashes with each other and is able to be used. This thing's pretty sweet. So this is like a John Deere rocking chair, or rocking horse, not rocking chair. Yeah, rocking horse for kids. So like, this is pretty sweet. You could surely make one or have someone make you, but this one's like unique in its own. It's got the 50th, or wait, it's either 50th, yeah, 150th from 1837 to 1987 for the John Deere, which is pretty wild. All right, so once I leave that little like toy collectible area, we get on to like the more grown up kids toys. So everyone knows like having these like little battery powered cars you can drive around, but this is like the first actual John Deere Gator for kids. You can see right there, produced by Peg Perego. Then we get into like the peddler tractor. Like I had one growing up that was a peddler tractor that had the wagon and everything, but mine was plastic. That thing is straight up metal. So that one will definitely outlast mine by far. The plastic one on mine, like the tires are hollow, because they're plastic, everything was like peeling apart and putting holes in it. That would not. Dude, like look at even how this wagon is back then. This is a junior wagon for kids, John Deere. Metal, wood, constructed like perfectly, lasts forever, not gonna break. Like, toys are just not made like that anymore. That's pretty sweet. And that's just blows your mind. You see the metal like wrapped over the wheels too, to like keep the wood from getting ruined. Like how they used to put on all wagon wheels. Like that's gonna last forever. That is, I'd be afraid to use it as an adult now, these days. Maybe a little bit. For kids, it wouldn't be bad, yeah. But I just mean because of how historic and collectible it is. Now, this thing is sweet. This is like going in the future, but back in time at the same time. Because it's from the past, but it's so futuristic in that it has like one center wheel for a tractor. But what I like about it is how simple it is. Like, it literally has two chains on gears, run that big rear wheel right there that has metal tread, no rubber, just straight up metal tread bolted and across that thing. So it can spin and turn and do its work. Then it has two chains going across each side. That's right, two chains. But going across its side so it can actually like power and turn this thing. And then it returns back to this other gear that's driven to drive the front. So you have a four-wheel drive, but technically, let's say all-wheel drive, because this thing only has three wheels. But yeah, look at those wheels. Those things are not gonna break. Insane. You definitely get dirt and mud and grime and stuff in those gears and those belts, but they would still drive. Just because you look back at it. Dude, look at that. Look at that radiator right there. So wild. Everything was true back then too. Like, you're getting the brass, copper, whatever that needed to withstand the temperatures for the radiators. You had all that back then. Yeah, look at that giant belt driver. Man. All-wheel drive indeed. That thing is wild. Can you imagine driving that back then? Oh, it'd be pretty sweet. Probably pretty expensive too. Makes you wonder if they kept up with the John Deere colors back then too. Like, do you think that is what it looked like back then? yellow and green? Or do you think it was just metal? Don't know. But yeah, this thing is pretty sweet. Now here's a real adult gator. So everyone loves side-by-sides, Polaris Rangers, stuff like this. Well, this is a John Deere Gator. I don't think anyone else makes a Gator. Everyone else's terms for their side-by-sides are different. So a true Gator is a John Deere. It looks pretty nice. It's got a center console in the middle. Shifting for automatic gears. Looks like it had electronic gauge cluster. 4 doors, nice seating. I mean, the doors look really nice. Like my Polaris Ranger doesn't have doors, doesn't come with doors. It just has like the mesh cloth doors. The tires are sweet. Very nice tread. The rims are pretty nice, not gonna lie. Look at that John Deere logo in the center. There's the true Gator symbol. So as you can see, like John Deere, they do pretty well. Their side-by-sides are pretty legit. And I'm pretty sure that's a hard coat too in the back. And you won't get that in Polaris Rangers and stuff. You won't get that. Alright, now going in, like this looks more like my grandmother's lawnmower whenever I used to drive hers. More up to date. Well, this one's definitely a lot newer than hers, but I remember yellow seat like that and like some basic gear functions, but maybe not to the extent that's as nice as that. Today though, as of today, I have a 0-turn, which you'll see later. John Deere actually has their own 0-turn lawnmower now, but yeah, that's what it was. And then here's some like pictures too. So this is the next one. We're gonna show you the X9 combine. This thing is a giant beast. Like I would have to have a lot of money to have a big barn to store this John Deere combine. The thing is insanely cool though too. Like look at that track system. Huge tread plates, just made out of rubber, just stiff and like awesome. Like for a tank. Just very cool. Like, oh man, way better than tires. And then that's the belt driven system, which you'll see in a little short video later. But dude, look at that. The engineering design of this belt system to make everything function and fire and power, and John Deere goes above and beyond. They hire some great engineers. Look at that. Oh man. Sorry guys, I get excited. It's so cool seeing this stuff. Like I grew up around my grandpa and his John Deere equipment, and I thought it was just amazing and insane. But John Deere has not stopped since then. Things have just continued to get more and more insane. So, alright, so now I'm gonna go up into this John Deere combine. I was gonna do like a complete walk around, but I ended up not because I was seeing a lot of people come in, and I was like, oh, they're gonna go straight for this combine, so I need to get in while I can. So that's what I did. Went ahead and just decided I'm gonna get in on this side, and I can always like record the other side of the combine when I get out. But yeah, look how high off the ground you are. Look at all the teeth on the front of this combine that will just roll through all the corn. Look at the seating. It's got like a side seat for like a family member and or child, and all these cup holders galore, storage bins, like so many buttons. You can put this thing through GPS auto control, and it will drive autopilot through the rolls of corn for you in your field, with you not having to do anything but just sit there and observe and be precautious about the chance that it might not. But the fact that it does all that is just insane. So here's me coming around. Look at that 0-turn, see? There's 2 of them. But going back to that tread and that giant combine, so awesome. So yeah, see, John Deere has their own 0-turns now. Very cool. All right. Oh yeah, this is the little section with the video on the tractor for the John Deere combine, so I'll let you listen to this real quick.
The X9 1100 can harvest up to 30 acres an hour. And in high-yielding corn, it can harvest up to 7,200 bushels per hour, which is more than enough to fill 7 trucks per hour.
It's a lot of
What's
bushels.
more, you can start earlier in the day or finish later, and operate at near maximum capacity throughout the day. And it does this all while using 20% less fuel. Inside, these combines have significantly larger areas for threshing, separating, and cleaning. Yet the outside dimensions are remarkably about the same as our S790. X9 combines are built with a John Deere PowerTech 13.6-liter engine. It enables the combine to increase harvesting capacity by up to 45%, while only needing 11% more horsepower than the S790. What's even more impressive is that it does this while using 20% less fuel. Our simplified belt drive system uses larger pulleys and longer belts to improve the handoff of power and extend belt wear life.
So cool.
And the ProDrive XL transmission delivers up to 30% more torque to handle larger loads, all while providing smooth, seamless speed control. These combines come in wheel or track configurations. We offer 30 and 36-inch tracks. Compared with tires, tracks provide better flotation and a maximum transport speed of almost 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, look at those tracks. Those are awesome.
Where you'll be spending most of your time. We designed the cab to make you feel at ease, thanks to its spacious, well-appointed interior. It provides incredible visibility during the day and night. Plus, it's loaded with amenities and creature comforts, which can help you feel just as good on the last day of harvest.
I don't even want to know how much this thing is.
We're now offering 3 trim levels for you to choose from, which we call comfort and convenience packages. The select package offers an...
If I'm going to spend that much money, you already know I'm going to get the ultimate package.
During those cold days of harvest. You also get 5 cup holders, an accessory rail with a tablet mount, USB and power ports, footrests, and a mechanical suspension seat with lumbar support. This seat swivels 16 degrees.
See, like right here. I would definitely go for the ultimate package. If I'm spending that much money for this combine, however much it is, I'm going to get the ultimate package.
16 degrees to the left and right. It also offers a
5 cup holders. Well, does the ultimate come with 6? Because if it does, I'm getting the ultimate.
The ultimate package
that's how I feel.
A leather seat and a leather wrapped steering wheel. The seat adjusts.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to bore you all day with this combine video. Just wanted to show you.
You can choose to add active seat suspension on the premium and ultimate packages. This helps reduce most of the up and down motion you experience while riding in the cab, providing a smoother ride.
Pretty cool.
In addition to comfort and convenience packages, we're offering 2 visibility packages. The premium package includes LED lights with twice as much output. To make servicing at night easier, this package includes LED lights under each wing door.
Can you imagine if your only job
and heated mirrors, a front sunshade, a back
was to do corn?
And grain tank mirrors.
I would be the combine guy.
On the ultimate
Definitely getting the ultimate package for lighting.
This package includes LED lights under each wing door. It also has electric and heated mirrors, a front sunshade.
Yeah, what's cool about this tractor here is this is the one that I thought was similar to my grandpa's. That's like a 1950. Very cool, very simple. Like, I mean, you can see like the fuel lines, the filters, everything. Just looks so simple to work on and maintain. Everything is so complex now. A lot more electrical, a lot less sturdy metal products. Stuff don't last as long. A lot of it's plastic. Like that thing, you could run into you could run into a tree and it would survive. You run into a tree with a new tractor, you're gonna bend up every little bit of plastic that's on it. So that's what's cool about these things. I sat sideways. If I wanted to pull it all the way, I had to put my legs on both sides. But this is where we get into like the construction equipment, which is really cool because this stuff is just like big and badass as the combine. Like, look at that giant bucket. Thing is sweet. Ever have some crazy project at home and if you owned one of those bad boys, you could go out and rip up some dirt, some rocks, whatever. Once again, guys, you can zoom in and pause on these when I do. Give you a little more description of these things. One thing I can't tell you is the cost, which I'm sure you guys don't want to know either. But you can look it up if you really want. Yeah, so you can get up in this one too, so I do. You'll see, it's pretty sweet. I think once you realize how like badass it is outside and then you see how nice the interior is and like the comfort level, then it's like even more so you want it. I'm curious what the eDrive is because it says eDrive on this one. Probably a belt system, more electrical. Yeah, just look at that cool stuff. Pretty sweet. Yeah, this thing is pretty sweet. So how comfy of a chair it is. This thing is pretty cool. No idea what that thing was. I wanted to figure that out, but I wasn't going to play around and break it. So just look at the wheels on those things. Alright, so this is like John Deere's first ever skid steer. Very small looking thing. I think it said 1970 on it. Yeah, introduced in 1970. So it's kind of cool to see. Looks basic again, like, and it looks like it lasts forever. That's my microphone. Yeah, check out this thing. Another track system skid steer. Pretty awesome. I think the coolest thing about this one is the sweet hydraulic like bucket it has on the front. This is like the little kids area they had over at John Deere, which is sweet because like kids can like check out cool little videos on John Deere and just sit in that area while the parents are out and around like checking out the actual tractors. This is pretty cool. Like John Deere goes up and above and beyond. So coming over here, checking out this big tractor too. It runs on tracks. Like, dude, that track system is just insane. You don't have to worry about getting a flat tire ever. 0 flat tires on that thing. Just go to the field and feel indestructible. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get stuck in this mud hole today. That's pretty cool. all the buttons and the monitors and all this stuff again. Like, dude, it's mind blowing. Couldn't even tell you what any of that stuff goes to. Like, I would assume, like in the combine, right, you want it to autopilot you getting the corn. This thing, I have no idea what you'd want to autopilot. Maybe you're hauling wagons for the corn. I don't know. Pretty wild. All around inside those, they do have. But yeah, it's like all noise canceling, noise proof, which is nice. Alright, so after checking out this bad boy and all its freaking sweet tread and track driven set that it has, I would totally want one, but I could totally not afford one. It's just insane. Once again, all that high quality work, like that thing is solid. It's wild. Look at that. Alright, this thing is cool because I didn't even know John Deere had snowmobiles, but this is a snowmobile. I'm thinking it's from the 70s, but check this thing out. Oh yeah. It's pretty cool. Even rocking the John Deere suit. Definitely comes off as 70s or 80s with that. But I like it. Alright, so pretty much I walked through that area of the, like, look at the combine. Oh man. But yeah, coming up over here, there seemed to be like some collectibles and stuff to do with the story of John Deere. So that's where you need to read on that. One article back that was back when I was going through the toys with the Gamble. Or Anvil, not Gamble, Anvil. So you guys can zoom in on this and pause it and see John Deere's legacy, read up on it a little bit. Seems like some pretty cool stuff. Alright, so I finished up going through all of that, and then I think this is where I want to go outside and actually show you guys the rest of it. So the front of the headquarters has this cool John Deere statue I'll show you, and then out in the front with all the flags, you'll see all these other big heavy equipment that John Deere has, and it's very short. But as I finish up inside, they have all these hats that were collected by farmers from all around. So they're like collectibles, but they all have a story. So for instance, I'll go in there and I'll select one, and you can see a story on the person that wore that hat and how they represented John Deere. So I don't go into detail with this, I just kind of skip over it real quick, but I'll show you like what it looked like. So you have all those like collectible hats, which I think would be cool to have like for yourself if you were able to bring in and have your own family members farming hat sitting in a John Deere museum, you know. I'm wearing my John Deere hat I was able to get while at the headquarters, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, so once I get done showing you the rest of these hats, you'll see that little screen where if you guys ever go to the headquarters yourself, or if not, you can see what I was talking about. So you just, each hat tells a story. You click on this thing and then you just select the hat. So for instance, like if I see that brown one right there on the second page, You can see the gentleman wearing the hat. And then you go over into the collection box area. And you can see that the hat is there. So it's pretty cool. So then you can see it just goes into detail. I didn't want to show you guys this though. Too much glare. Didn't want to deal with it. Alright, so now we're outside. Good to see the cool, sweet John Deere statue. I think this is sweet because it's like in the middle of a town, but then you got these giant, nice buildings, and then you have this just cool, big deer statue. Yeah, I would take that to my house. Alright, and then check out this last part. This is like the front of the museum area and the headquarters. See, I don't know. I thought this thing picks up like round bells, but now I have no idea because it's just so giant. Who knows? But that thing is cool. Here's another amazing tractor on a track system. Like, dude, want one. Want one of these really bad. This is mind blowing. So cool looking. Then getting on to like the construction side, that looks like a road grader of some kind. Like, look at that. Just very cool. So yeah, this is everything here. I highly recommend if you're ever going through to Iowa from Illinois, stop in Moline, Illinois. It's right before the border. You're gonna cross the Mississippi anyways. So, all right guys, thanks for watching, and